Namaste, guys. ChristianRLong, life enhancement consultant, giving you a big and beautiful shout out on this Friday evening. It's really Friday. Saturday evening. Sorry, whatever. This Saturday evening, man, this weekend disappeared. So, friends of mine, we're doing Zouk, our Brazilian dance form. Hold on, I'll get my senses about me. So we're doing dance, and then after dance, we're like, hey, let's go get some Chinese food. So I'm always up for an adventure, up for something different, something new. I feel like I just did a stream 2 weeks ago about being in front of a pizza place, which I did actually. So we went to this Chinese place, and then at the end, what's going on? And then the end of us eating Chinese food and then cracking open the fortune cookie, we start telling ghost stories. And it's always funny to hear different perspectives about ghost stories and what people experience as kids, as teenagers, as adults. Some of them were super creepy. One of the stories the girls was telling, a girl was... Scary ghost stories! Woo! What a bunch of weirdos! Everyone says love. Hey, so I was actually going to tell your story about how you named the. So Martha named the girl Martha because I'm Martha. So Emma, bye guys. So
bye guys.
Bye. So Emma named her ghost Martha Stewart, which I thought was
very effective. Yeah, stopped bothering us after we named her. So
it's a funny strategy. I like that.
Yeah. It makes her seem nicer. You know, if you just call it the spirit, it's.
I think scarier. I tagged Tom on this, by the way. So
he knows about Martha Stewart. He laughs a lot about it.
God, you guys are so weird. Have a good night. Anyways, so what's going on over here? I just tagged him. Boom. All right. So anyways, guys, so we're telling ghost stories at a Chinese restaurant after our fortune cookies, which, by the way, Bruno got a fortune cookie, but no fortune in it. No paper, no nothing. So I said to him, I go, hey, my teacher said about fortune cookies that I write my own fortune, which is kind of a cool way of looking at it, right? Because we always want to oracleize things, and we want to reach out and do... we want tarot cards to determine our future. We want psychics to determine our future. We want fortune cookies to determine our future. We want the 8 ball to determine our future. And the best way to determine your own future is by determining your own future, by having the right thoughts, the right feelings, and the right actions to move yourself forward. Right? So I like that. So he didn't get a fortune cookie, so I told him, dude, you write your own fortune. He's like, I like that. So hopefully he can run with that and then improve his life. So anyways, where was I going with this whole story? All right, so we're just telling stories. We're just telling different experiences that people have been having. Namrata, Atma Namaste. Brian, Atma Namaste. Good to have you on. You changed your picture to a wolf. Deepa, Atma Namaste. And it's interesting because, you know what I realized? When people have an elementary viewpoint on something, or they're not very clear on something, they don't have the vocabulary, they don't have the experience, they don't have the theoretical knowledge, everything can seem really mysterious. But it's kind of like if you're a magician, you can look at a magician and know how they did their trick. And the mystery... Yeah, watching me on my own stream! Woo! I love it. What a bunch of weirdos. Oh, they're so beautiful. Anyways, so isn't it funny that when we have an elementary understanding of something, we tend to think it's magical or it's mystical, it's really hard to figure out, just like a magician, right? So when a magician is... when you're sitting in the audience of watching a magic show, you go, oh my God, that's the most amazing thing I've ever seen. That blows my mind. How did you do that, right? That's what everybody says or thinks at the end of a cool magic trick. How did you do that, right? But then, if you actually understood the step-by-step plan on how somebody was able to pull off the magic trick, you wouldn't be that impressed. It wouldn't be that mysterious. It wouldn't be that, woo, right? So I kind of look at the same way with spirituality. So when people talk about the Loch Ness Monster, when people talk about UFOs, or talk about aliens, or talk about Bigfoot, or they talk about energy, or meditations, and deities, and angels, and demons, and ghosts, and zombies, and all this stuff, it's like everything is based in the energy world. Everything. Nothing ever materializes without first being in the energy world. So if you understand energy and you understand certain laws and principles of energy, you can go, aha, that's most likely what that is and how that materialized and how that manifested. So my teacher, Grandmaster Cho Koksui, the founder of Pranic Healing and Rahatic Yoga, he said, there is always a cause, but we may not know the cause. So there's always a cause that creates something, that causes something to happen. So we look at a ghost, or we're in our house and a picture flies off the shelf, or the door closes without us knowing it, or there's weird sounds while we're going to sleep and we're like, oh my God, that's mysterious and that's crazy and how is that possible? And I must have ghosts. Well, you have to define what a ghost is. You have to have an understanding. Well, what's a ghost? What's an entity? What's an elemental? It could be the air conditioning. It could be a miniature earthquake, right? So there's many different levels of truth and levels of understanding rather than just making a blanket statement, right? And that's, I think, what science is really good at, of having the scientific method and breaking things down and going, all right, well, let's blow out this cause doesn't make sense, that cause doesn't make sense. And I think that's a great way of doing it. And then we reach those points that we're like, wait a minute. That's not, we don't know the cause for that. So therefore it must be magic, or therefore it must be beyond comprehension. But that's weird. What's up? It looks like I'm in a very, very, very dark place, but I'm not. I'm actually in a very bright place. Nikki, Ina, Leanne, Daniel, what's up? Bruno's giving the Atma Namaste, yo, for show. Driving home right now, and my battery's about to go. It's been a really wacky, kind of day. Juggling a lot of balls today, actually. But it's been fun, and I really enjoy doing my Zook classes with my peeps, because that's like my socializing for the week. As I gun it, yeah. That's my socializing for the week, is getting out there and mixing it up and learning a new dance step that I've never done before. Daniel, you gonna say something? You're on the stream, son. I was gonna do a stream the other day about fear, because I've noticed that's been coming up a lot with clients, and that's been coming up a lot with people talking about the New Year's resolutions and their New Year's intention of like, oh, I want to accomplish all these things. I want to like make this year different than any other year. And I'm like, well, what do you think is the thing that's holding you back from moving your life forward in that particular area? Whether it's your health, your wealth, your relationships, your spiritual growth and development, whatever it is, having more fun, more joy. And it has a lot to do with fear. It goes back to fear. And there's an old acronym for fear, I don't know if you guys have heard this before, called false expectations appearing real. FEAR, false expectations appearing real. That we think that the things that we fear, it's the right thing to fear. Like, by fearing this, it's going to keep us safe. Right? And that's not true. My teacher, Grandmaster Cho Koksui, says, actually in one of the quotes, not today, but a quote around this week, is that you have to be able to distinguish between real fear and imaginary fear. Real fear and imaginary fear. And how much real fear do we actually have in our everyday life? We're not running from saber-toothed tigers. We're not, in a war-torn area necessarily. Right? Because most of the people that are watching these live streams are in first world countries that have access to the internet, access to clean water, access to plentiful food, access to medicine, access to public services and all this other stuff. So we're pretty lucky. We're pretty privileged. So really, what is there to fear, right? I mean, really, what is there to fear? Not much. But when we think about making that sales call, or we think about asking that person out on a date, or we think about what's something going into the big business deal, or we think about, signing up for a gym membership or hiring a coach, and we have all these fears. It's like those fears, it's not true. It's not reality, right? Those are imaginary fears. By you going to the gym and working out, you're not going to die. By you asking somebody on a date and possibly getting rejected, you're not going to die. By you making that sales call and the person saying, you know what, I'm not interested in your product or service, you're not going to die. So now if you're a cop or you're a firefighter or you're on the bomb squad, then yeah, those are, your fear is valid. Your fear is real. But you have to be able to distinguish between real fear and imaginary fear. Does that make sense? Is that clear? Is that hunky-dory? What's up, Ryan Clark, bringing the heat? So anyways, guys, that's all I got to say for today. It's just jumping on, finished dance class, able to connect with my instructors and fellow students, and it was fun. It was joyful. I always like hearing people's backstories of why they do what they do and how they got to where they got. And I don't know, it's kind of funny. The older I've gotten, the less I talk about myself, because I know my story super, super well. And I do so much talking on these live streams that when I'm around a group of people, in general, I prefer to hear them talk, because by them talking and them sharing their stories and their struggles and their experiences, right, I'm receiving benefit from it. And I mean, I can share my stories and experiences and lessons and wisdom and whatever if people are open and receptive to it. And if they're not, then that's okay too. All the merry. What's up, Sabo? Atma Namaste. Welcome, welcome, welcome. But if there's anything that I can help you guys out with, it's supposed to snow tonight in Denver. It's supposed to snow at 12 o'clock. If there's anything I can help and assist you guys with on your spiritual path in becoming a better person and a better soul and a better instrument of goodwill and the will to do good, definitely go to ChristianRLong.com/services. Find the service that's right for you. And there are many, many, many different tools, tactics, strategies, techniques, teachings that we have to assist you in becoming a better person. So that's it. What's up, David? Coming to the party late, son. We just got done with Zuki McZukerson. Anyways, love you guys very, very much. May God and my teacher, Grandmaster Cho Koksui, bless each and every one of your lives with divine light, divine love, divine power, with healing energies. May your heart's desires be fulfilled properly and rapidly, with no obstacles, impediments, or challenges on the way to it. Love you guys very much. This is Christian R. Long, driving in his car, going home for the evening to relax. Atma Namaste. Bye-bye.